everyone, welcome back to the 3-Hour News Show where you are still watching our signature segment, See the Story. So I would like to ask my partner here, Rory, because he's a businessman as well. I want to ask you, you like to eat, right?
I do.
You cannot survive without food.
Yeah, we all do.
Yes, but I want to ask you, do you think food and art can be combined and can make good business?
I've tried gastronomical food once.
Gastronomical food.
But it was, I think, a bit of rip-off.
So
it
food
was
with
so
the
expensive.
smoke and all
exactly.
that,
It was
right?
very expensive, but I have to admit that the taste was excellent. I tried it at, Plaza Indonesia back then, but it was so expensive, and I don't think it's worth it.
It's not worth it.
I don't think that time is not worth it.
Okay.
But
okay.
if you create a cake, for example,
Yeah.
mimicking or resembling something, then that's what I've never tried, and I'd really love to taste it.
Mimicking Taj Mahal or something, right?
Or your shoes, or your bed.
Shoes, or Hermes bag, something like that. So let's see a video that is recently went viral since it shows an artist who sculpts a cake to resemble a face. So let's take a look.
잡을까요? 지난 날은 다 잊어버리고 나를 사랑한다고 말해주세요. 우리 동네에 가요. 편한 미소를 지어주세요. 노란 꽃잎처럼 내 맘에 사뿐히 내려앉도록 우리 손 잡을까요?
You see,
That's really interesting.
it's a piece of art.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can't even eat it because it's just
It's too beautiful.
so beautiful.
Yeah,
right?
too
And-
intricate.
Yeah. And now let's welcome the founder of Crusticier Cake. I hope I pronounced it right.
Crusticier cake.
Whose name is Melinda, who joins us in the studio to talk about her cake sculpting business, which I heard has started since 2011.
She's French, by the way.
She's French.
Bonsoir.
Hi, bonsoir.
No, just
bonsoir,
joking.
khap kun khap. No, that's,
No.
that's all right. Okay, how are you, Melinda?
Good.
Thanks so much for joining us
Thank you for
today.
having me.
All right, so let me start off with a first question for you. So, as the owner of the Crusticier cake, right? How do you start this sculpting cake journey? You told me that you started in 2011. How did it start, and how many years did it take you to learn this art?
Actually, it was all unplanned because I'm actually a Bachelor of Food Technology. So,
Bachelor of Technology.
Yeah,
Technology.
Food Technology. I was so confused back then, finding job that I love, so I tried to take another education program, and it was culinary. And it was for only 1 year, and from there, I took an internship in one of 5-star hotel in Jakarta.
Oh.
And that's where I learned much more about pastry baking and how the kitchen works in industry. And then at the same time, I found a very interesting reality show about cake decoration, cake decorating. And from there, I tried to make my own cake, and I start to make the cake for my friends, my family, all for free
Right.
at first.
For free.
Yeah. And then as time goes by, people started to ask me if I can make this design of cake, and then they started to ask the price of the cake, and then
Wow.
I think it's all how it gets started.
Hang on, but
Wow.
did you have like art background? Because you said that you were from
Exactly.
technology.
Food technology.
Food technology, right? Do you
Yeah.
have art in background in
No,
art?
No,
I didn't
not at all.
no
have-
sculpting background, no.
No, it's all self-taught actually.
So,
I didn't know I can do it, but after I tried it, and people said that the cake is nice
Yeah.
and etc.
but I mean,
Maybe,
it's,
person like me who doesn't have any art background can turn cake that, resembling maybe table or shoes, but I once made it and it resembled gado-gado instead.
yeah, I know.
It's horrible, right?
Horrible. Maybe we're going to have a practice later on to
Yeah,
make a
yeah.
gado-gado cake. But what you made, the sculpting on the cake or sculpted cake, it's just to the next level because you're not only making like an object like car or house, but it's people's face. So you have taken it to the next level. How could you teach yourself to that level? I mean, you didn't have any art background.
Yeah, maybe it's by just practicing and practicing, I guess. Yeah. But in early years, the face will look ugly, of course. But because a lot of practice, I guess. Yeah.
But now it resembles 100% of Taylor Swift.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you can see here
We have Tay Tay here on our
Taylor.
necks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And is this SpongeBob? Oh no, it's not SpongeBob.
Baby
Yeah, it's
shark.
what character is this?
It's Baby Shark.
Baby Shark.
It's very famous amongst toddlers.
Okay.
Oh, okay. But
Wow.
so why do you go specifically to people's sculpture? I mean, why did you not take any other options? For example, like, I don't know, kids usually love animals or characters or things like that.
We do make animal theme for any kind of theme we can make according to client requests. And for the human figurine, it's actually started from client requests.
So what is the hardest one that you have ever made?
Human figurine,
Human
like
figure.
this one. Yeah.
And Taylor Swift is one of the most hardest.
Hardest one?
Because the detail is so hard to replicate, and the client's expectation is of course really high.
Right.
They expect the figurine to look the same like the real person, right? And
Right,
that's
right.
the
You know, so there was a video on social media that, caught my attention because it's kind mind twisting, right? When we see it's like a watch, then the person on the video cut it into two. It was like
It's
a
a
cake,
cake.
right?
Yeah.
And cut the shoes. It was a cake as
Yeah.
well. So it's really hard for me to differentiate which one is cake and which one is the real
Yeah.
thing. But talking about that though, what is the material that you use to make such a cake that is, closely resembling the real thing?
Okay, so for the material, there are two kinds. There are inedible materials and also, of course, the edible materials. That is the cake itself.
So this is inedible. The sculpture itself is inedible.
Part of it is
Part of it.
inedible, and because like cake, there are some certain design we cannot carve out of cake.
Okay.
It's too fragile. It won't survive during the delivery.
Okay.
Yeah, so the cake filling chocolate, everything. And for the inedible material, we need like styrofoam, like metal rod.
But how can you
like
tell
that.
if one part is edible, the other part is unedible?
Yeah, usually we will put paper on top of the box for the information for the client.
Oh, okay.
So for example, for this Tay Tay, which part is edible and which part is inedible?
The hair?
Usually
You want to eat the hair, huh?
the body part usually made out of cake. Then the face one is made of dummy because it took like 2 to 3 days to make, to finish.
That's
the
a bad
face
news for me actually. I want to eat the face of Taylor Swift and I cannot eat it because it's unedible. Look
No,
at that.
don't.
Goodness.
How long did you make that? How long did it take you to
I think,
complete Tay Tay's face?
It's more than 3 days.
3 days.
More than 3 days. I don't remember because it took a long time.
Right. So how long does it take to actually make, like, for example, this one? This is like a simpler one, right?
Yeah, this one is
And
simpler.
how long does it take to make this in terms of days?
Okay, for a simple one, we can finish it in 1 day.
Like this one, 1 day?
Yeah, we can finish it in 1 day. And for the much more complicated, like 3 days or more. Depends on the details, depends on the size as well.
Okay. So, like people like my age or Rory, for example, who's already gone into very clean eating habit. When you eat a cake, you are very, you want to know what's inside it, right? But for me, even though I need to cut my sugar intake, I love yummy cake. So how do you make sure that the inside is as yummy and as good? So when people see, oh, this is such a beautiful cake, and then when you cut it, it's again something that is yummy to eat.
Yeah. Of course, we have. Of course, I choose the best ingredients only. Yeah, because I love to eat cakes as well. So I want it to taste delicious. Also, I don't want people to. So they cut the cake and then they feel, oh, it tastes horrible. I don't
Exactly,
want. I don't want that kind of testimony.
Right.
Yeah.
Since I'm eating healthy, as Alia mentioned, is there an unsweetened version of your cake?
Maybe you can have cake cut gado-gado inside.
Just kidding. Right. So you mentioned about the hardest shape that you have created, right? So if you create the hardest shape, for example, like human character, or maybe the ones that are having their birthday and you have to like sculpture their faces, how much do you charge?
It depends on the details and the size.
Give me the range.
So okay, for the Taylor Swift over there, it's starting from 2.5 million.
2.5. And there's no way for a person who's having birthday to have such a small cake, right? They want something bigger.
Yeah, gigantic.
Gigantic cake of their face.
Yeah,
And you can cut it through, right?
As big as Tay-Tay's
Or
size.
as big as the real
The
person
real Tay-Tay,
size.
yeah,
Right.
the
So
real
how
size.
much do you charge for that real
Actual
size
size?
person?
Oh, I don't know.
Has anyone been ordering for that type?
Never.
No, yeah.
Not yet,
But
not
the
yet.
range is 2.5 for this size.
Yeah.
And above then?
Yeah, because it depends on the difficulty of the details.
Have you ever got like an order to make like, we know Madame Tussauds, right? But
Yeah.
made of cake. Have you ever received that kind of
sad.
order?
Never. Maybe
Never.
You too
But maybe
want
after
to order
this.
like
Yeah?
Maybe after this. But it's a good idea. I mean, when you start sculpting a cake to be, looking like a real person, it is the first step of Madame Tussauds, don't you think so?
Yes, exactly. And I believe it's going to be viral.
Yeah.
Because this is like the first ever, right? So this is an idea for you, Melinda.
Thank
We can share the profit later.
Don't. All right, so see, the stories will still continue after the break, and we'll learn how to sculpt for beginners like me and Rory with Melinda, of course. So stay here only on the 3 Hour News Show and see you today.
New business opportunity.